Chaos Linked Book 1 Deep Breaths Chapter 11 Together. The world fades. Their link, he can't feel it. Sonic's presence, the tether that has been anchoring him ever since their energy had merged in space, it's gone. That's impossible. He just got here. Sonic was standing right there just a few seconds ago. His breath comes in short, harsh bursts as he keeps his eyes locked on the blue hedgehog lying motionless before him. His own pain doesn't matter. Sonic matters. And Kyle. Kyle is still standing there, the weapon trembling slightly in his grip, like even he doesn't fully believe what he just did. But the flicker of shock is brief, swallowed by a sharp, calculated gleam in his eyes. Randall attempts to move forward, but Kyle doesn't like that. He lifts the weapon again, aiming at Shadow.
Stay back.
Kyle snaps. Randall can only watch Kyle in shadow, knowing that one small movement could make the situation worse. This is all his fault. He should have made sure the weapon was secured better. Shadow can't tell if Sonic's chest is moving or not. The connection, the link that tethers them together, the constant hum of their synchronized energy, it's barely there. Shadow reaches, searching, desperate for that pulse, but it's faint. Weak. Too weak. He stares at Kyle. The man lowers the weapon slowly, eyes wide, mouth parted in a mix of fear and disbelief. He hadn't expected Shadow to still be awake. Maybe he thought taking out Sonic would take them both down. Maybe it nearly did. But Shadow is still here. And Kyle is still breathing. Shadow wants to move, to strike, to end this. His chaos energy thrums louder now, closer, familiar because of Sonic. Because the link had brought him back from the dark. But he can't feel Sonic anymore. And now he can't feel himself. A thick pressure slams down on him like invisible chains wrapping tightly around his being. Since reuniting with Sonic, his powers don't feel stuck anymore. But now something else is keeping him from using them. The suppression field. He remembers this sensation too well, how it feels like drowning inside of his own power. How it cages everything inside of him, turning strength into static.
No, I won't let this happen again.
He manages to get out through clenched teeth. His eyes flicker to Sonic. The blue hedgehog's body is still unmoving. Shadow can still hardly feel him through the link, and his absence is louder than any scream. It burns. His body remembers what this field did to him all those years ago. How it held him down, drained him, silenced him until there was nothing left but obedience and glass walls and cold, rising water. But not this time. He holds Maria's hand as they run with the professor from the soldiers, willing himself to teleport all three of them to safety, but the suppression field is active everywhere, suffocating his powers from the inside out. Not again. He growls low in his throat, body shaking as he pushes to both knees, then to his feet. His muscles scream in protest, every movement slow and forced, like wading through thick, suffocating air. Kyle keeps the weapon raised.
Stay back.
Shadow snarls and the lights flicker overhead. A pulse. His chaos energy flares for a single second, raw and jagged, like lightning in a storm, and the suppression field wavers. Just a little. But it's enough.
I am done being held back.
Shadow growls, fury finally breaking through the cracks. One step, then another. The suppression field cracks like thunder. Shadow's eyes blaze crimson as his energy finally surges past the suffocating pressure. It explodes outward in a flash of light, rattling the metal walls of the room, scattering bits of broken glass like dust in a storm. Kyle laughs. Something inside Shadow snaps. He moves so fast Kyle barely has a second to register the movement before Shadow is on him. Kyle fires the weapon again but misses, and Shadow knocks the gun out of his hands with a burst of chaos energy. Faster than Kyle can react, Shadow lunges forward towards the helpless human, and Kyle falls backward to the floor. Shadow clamps his hand tight around Kyle's throat, his chaos energy flickering violently around his form.
You think this is funny? You think you get to hurt him, take him away from me, and just laugh?
Kyle chokes, his legs kicking, but Shadow doesn't flinch. He can still see the flicker of amusement dancing behind the man's eyes. Shadow's voice sees.
What did you do to him?
His grip tightens around the man's throat. The weapon fired had been a lot like the ones that the gun soldiers had pointed at him back in Tokyo, but the energy is a different color, green, not blue. Shadow finds himself horrified that he had not only pointed but fired one of these kinds of weapons at Sonic then. Gun must have wanted to take him back alive, but this energy is different. Deadly. Kyle wheezes, his mouth pulling back into a sick grin.
Welcome back, Project. Remember me?
The second laugh that follows is weak, hollow mocking, but it cuts through Shadow like a blade. He remembers Kyle's face now. Sonic had shown him a glimpse of this human in their dream. Kyle had been one of the humans monitoring him while he had been inside the pod.
You.
Shadow's voice breaks with fury, his hand trembling with the force of restraint barely holding him back. Kyle only stares at him, eyes full of that same twisted smugness, like he's proud of it. Shadow's chaos energy flares again, stronger, sharper.
You watched me when I was in the pod. You hurt us both when you ran that test. I should end you right now.
Shadow, stop! This isn't who you are! Please don't do this!
Let him go. He isn't worth it.
Shadow doesn't look back. The red glow in his eyes intensifies, chaos energy humming louder, fire and fury coiling in his chest like a scream. He wants to finish it. He wants to make Kyle pay. Then, a whisper, a memory, from a voice that still echoes in his mind like a promise.
This isn't who I am.
Sonic's voice, soft, forgiving. The chaos energy around him sputters, then dims. His hand, still clenched around Kyle's throat, begins to shake, not from rage this time but from conflict. His chest heaves, eyes widening as he remembers Sonic's words from the moon, after Sonic had made the choice not to kill him. The intense red glow fades from his irises. He sees the terror in Kyle's eyes now, not smugness. And in that flicker of reflection, Shadow sees himself. What he's becoming. What Sonic had feared he would become if he had gone through with ending Shadow's life. Shadow exhales sharply through gritted teeth and finally lets go. Kyle crumples, coughing and gasping, clutching at his throat. Shadow stumbles back a step, the weight of everything crashing down at once. He's staring at his own shaking hands like they don't belong to him. Sonic's words echo again.
This isn't who I am.
His fists lower. His chaos energy retreats to a flicker. He turns away from Kyle, back toward where Sonic still lies. And for the first time since the shot was fired, Shadow feels something like fear. Not fear of dying or pain, or even the fact that he's barely standing without a stasis pod to stabilize him. No, this fear is different. It's the fear of being alone. Completely alone. Because if Sonic doesn't wake up, if he lets go, Shadow will be left with nothing.
You need the pod again, don't you? I would be happy to help fix it and put you back in.
A blur of red clouds shadows vision, and Kyle's body jerks violently as a second punch from Knuckles lands over the top of his head, clean and brutal. His body slumps even further to the ground, motionless, but Shadow can at least see his chest rising and falling. Knuckles gives the unconscious man an annoyed look, but he's happy that he's able to use his powers once again now that the field is broken for a second time.
He talks too much.
Randall stares at Kyle's still form, picking up the weapon to make sure it's really secured this time.
Okay, ow. That might have been a bit much. No, it wasn't enough.
But none of it matters. Not when Sonic still isn't moving. Urgency floods his every thought. He kneels beside Sonic, staring at his still frame. The energy between them. It's flickering, unstable. Sonic is slipping. Tom rushes forward, dropping to his knees beside his son. His hands hover over Sonic's form, helplessness etched deep into his face.
Sonic? Come on, buddy. Open your eyes.
Maddie presses a shaking hand on Tom's shoulder, eyes glassy with fear. Tails and Knuckles stand frozen, the weight of the moment suffocating. Shadow doesn't know how to pull him back.
Sonic.
He whispers. Nothing. No flicker of response, no twitch of his ears, no shift in his breathing. Just silence. The link, their link, it's almost gone. Shadow squeezes his eyes shut, trying to focus on the link. It's always been there ever since he and Sonic used the emeralds together. Not the first time when they fought, but the second when they came together for real to stop the cannon. That had to have been the moment their link came to be. It's been a constant humming in the background, a steady pulse threading through his very being, even if neither of them had known the truth at the time. Too distracted by saving the world. Then Sonic had gotten sick because of him, too sick to notice anything that might have felt different. But now it's barely there. Like trying to grasp onto something weightless, slipping through his fingers no matter how hard he clings to it. His chest aches right where Sonic had been shot. He pushes past the weakness in his own body, past the dizziness threatening to pull him under. Still nothing. The emptiness inside him expands. A gaping hollow void where Sonic's presence should be. Ever since they merged in space and became whole, since Shadow should have died after moving the cannon without his rings and yet somehow hadn't. Because even if he hadn't yet known it at the time, Sonic had saved him in more ways than one. Sonic had never left him behind even when he deserved it, and had never given up on him. He's not going to give up on Sonic now. He's not going to leave him. Shadow presses a hand against Sonic's chest, feeling for energy. He focuses on the faint thread of their link reaching, calling.
Wake up. Don't do this.
The connection continues to slip. He can't let it go. Shadow pushes harder past the pain, past the exhaustion. He grips onto the last flickering ember of their link, forcing it to stay alight. If Sonic can feel him, if there's even a shred of awareness left in him, he has to feel this. He has to feel that he's not alone. Shadow doesn't even care that the others are watching, that Knuckles is hovering protectively, that Maddie is silently willing her son to wake up. None of it matters. Only Sonic. Only the link between them. Shadow exhales slowly. He steadies himself despite the trembling in his limbs, despite the way his own body threatens to give out. He pours everything he has left into their link. And he waits. For something. For anything. Sonic still hasn't moved. His gloved hand still rests on Sonic's chest, waiting, begging, to feel even the smallest rise and fall. But there's nothing now. The last of their connection is gone. He leans closer, searching for a breath, a flicker of energy, anything, but no movement confirms that the link really is gone. He doesn't even realize when his vision blurs as he opens his eyes again. He doesn't feel the tears that fall. He turns his head and sees her, Maria. She stands in soft light, untouched by the sterile air and broken glass of the stasis room. She's as he remembers her, eyes full of compassion, sorrow, and strength. Her presence alone breaks him. A piece of him that was frozen inside begins to crumble. His voice is raw, desperate.
Maria.
She walks slowly towards him. Her gaze drops to Sonic, and the gentleness in her expression deepens.
Help me.
Shadow begs, reaching for her hand, not caring if it's real or not.
Please. He is not breathing. I can't lose him too. I don't know what to do.
Maria only smiles.
He's not gone yet, Shadow.
I felt him vanish. I felt it. He's gone. He can't be gone.
Maria lifts her gaze, meeting his with eyes full of something strange, hope. Soft glowing hope.
He's still reaching for you, Shadow. The thread hasn't snapped. Not yet.
Shadow's chest feels too tight, his heart pounding like it's trying to break free.
I don't feel him.
You're looking too far. You have to listen, not with your ears, but with your soul.
The broken glass, Sonic's still form. They vanish. He stands in a cold, dimly lit hallway, the voices of two scientists echoing just around the corner. Shadow peers out silently, unnoticed, curiosity mixing with a faint, unnameable ache in his chest.
It's living proof that life exists beyond our own. But it's still just a weapon. It doesn't have a soul.
Shadow doesn't breathe. A soul? He steps back into the dark, their words still hanging in the air like smoke. Later, while they watch the stars again together, Maria finds him staring with sad eyes up at the night sky.
Shadow, what's wrong?
He doesn't answer at first. He just watches the stars in silence. Then, in a voice too soft for his usual confidence, he finally speaks.
Maria, do you think I have a soul?
The question is fragile. She sits beside him and takes his hand.
Of course you do.
He looks at her, eyes wide, searching.
Even if the scientists say I don't, Even if I wasn't born here on this earth?
Maria nods, eyes fierce with conviction.
You feel things, don't you? You laugh, you care, you protect me. Shadow, you love. That's more soul than most people ever show in a lifetime. More than these scientists ever show you.
Shadow still isn't sure he believes her.
You are not just a thing. Or a weapon, Shadow.
She says, and Shadow starts to feel a little better. Maria never lies.
You're someone, and I will always believe in your soul.
He turns back to Sonic's motionless form. Chaos energy flickers faintly at his fingertips, barely there. Maria was right. He does have a soul. And right now, he's going to use every part of it to bring Sonic back. Sonic isn't gone yet. If he was, then Shadow himself might not even be here. He closes his eyes and listens. It's quiet. So quiet. But, there. Like a heartbeat miles away. Flicker. A whisper. A pull. Sonic.
He's still here.
Maria nods, her hand now resting over his own against Sonic's chest. Right over his heart.
He's waiting for you to reach back.
The link sparks. Weak, but alive.
I've got you. Don't let go.
He closes his eyes again, pouring everything into that tiny spark. His chaos energy, his grief, his strength, his will. This is a bad idea. He doesn't have enough energy as it is, already weak from moving the cannon. He hasn't had time to truly rest and recover, to replenish the energy he lost. But he can't let the link go. He gives Sonic everything he has left. Shadow pushes harder, past the pain, past the exhaustion. He grips onto the last flickering ember of their link, forcing it to stay alight. The last remaining chaos energy that he has begins to pour out of him without second thought. It starts as a faint shimmer, a pulse deep in his chest, then flares outward, a glowing orange-golden light that seeps from his palms and spills into Sonic's motionless form. It snakes across Sonic's chest, tendrils of warmth and power crawling up his arms, wrapping around him like threads of light trying to sew him back together. Shadow's body shakes with the effort. Every second the energy flows, it drains him. His muscles ache, but he doesn't stop. He won't. The light glows brighter as Shadow pours everything he has left into Sonic. The energy moves like it knows who it belongs to, pulses through the link weak but still there, carrying Shadow's voice, even if he says nothing.
I'm here. I'm not letting go. Come back.
Sonic's fur shifts as it merges with the glow. Shadow feels it. The link twitches, and the orange-golden light surges. Just for a moment, the air itself seems to hum with it, vibrating with chaos energy raw and unrefined, a fusion of light and memory, of not just one but two souls.
I'm not losing you. Not now. Not after all this.
Beside him, Maria smiles faintly. And then, a pulse. Faint, but it's there. And Shadow won't stop until he pulls him back. Tails stands frozen, ears pressed flat against his head. His tail's limp behind him. His breath comes in short. Panic gasps as he watches Shadow desperately try to pull Sonic back. No. This can't be happening. Sonic's body is so still. Too still. Tails can't take it. The kid stumbles forward, dropping to his knees beside them, his hands shaking as he reaches out.
Sonic?
He chokes out. But nothing. Knuckles stands next to him, his entire body rigid. His fists tremble at his sides. This is his fault. He should have never destroyed the pod. He should have thought things through. Sonic and Shadow should have been safe. Knuckles swallows back the horrible feeling rising in his chest. He refuses to believe this is how it ends. It can't be. Tom's entire body feels numb. He can hear Maddie's breathing next to him, short, shaking, barely controlled. He can feel the way her fingers clutch his arm, digging in as if she's trying to ground herself. He tries to follow her example by trying to keep himself from falling apart. He can't. Not when Sonic, his son, is lying motionless on the floor, his eyes closed. No, he's not losing his son.
Come on, kid.
Tom murmurs, his voice breaking. He doesn't care who hears. He barely registers falling to his knees. Maddie sinks down beside him, her hand covering her mouth, tears spilling down her face. She can't breathe. She can't even think. She reaches out, touching Sonic's face so gently like he's made of glass.
Sonic, honey, come back to us.
Her words feel so small. Shadow pushes his forehead against Sonic's, closing his eyes and reaching for him again. He digs deeper into the connection that binds them. It's weak, so fragile it feels like it could shatter at any moment, but it's there. Flicker. A whisper of Sonic's presence, slipping away into the dark. Shadow refuses to let him go. He holds on tighter, reaching, pulling, forcing his own energy through the link, sending everything he has left straight to Sonic. It drains him instantly, his body shaking with exertion, but he doesn't care.
Sonic.
His voice is low, strained, his breath ragged. The exhaustion pressing against his skull threatens to drag him under, but he pushes through. The emptiness of their broken connection feels like a gaping wound in his chest. He needs Sonic to wake up.
Sonic.
He tries again, desperate for a response.
I know you can hear me.
The pulse of energy between them falters. No. Shadow forces more power through, even as his own body threatens to collapse under the strain. The pain is overwhelming, but it's nothing compared to the thought of losing him. Something shifts in the link. A spark. So small, so faint, but real. Shadow grabs onto it, willing it to grow to pull Sonic back.
Come on, Sonic.
It's weak, scattered, but Shadow begins to feel his energy again. Sonic is still there. Barely, but he's fighting. Shadow clutches tighter, every muscle trembling as he forces more energy through the link. His breath is ragged, his vision flickering at the edges, but he won't stop.
Sonic.
His voice is barely above a whisper, but the desperation in it is undeniable. The flickering presence in the link stirs, wavering like a candle in the wind. Too weak, too faint. Shadow shoves more of himself forward, ignoring the searing pain spreading through his body. His head pounds, his limbs scream in protest, but he still doesn't care. The others watch in agonized silence as Sonic's entire body is now engulfed in Shadow's energy.
Sonic, please.
Shadow presses harder, forehead still resting against Sonic's, pouring every ounce of his willpower into the link. And then, a jolt. Sharp, sudden. The link surges again, stronger this time. Shadow gasps, his whole body tensing. He feels something, not just Sonic's presence, but movement. A shift, a breath, a heartbeat, and then, a quiet, shuddering inhale. Sonic's fingers twitch.
Sonic?
He tightens his grip on Sonic's arm, urging him back to awareness.
Come on, wake up.
Sonic's brow furrows slightly, a quiet groan slipping from his mouth. His chest rises shakily, a flicker of Shadow's energy rippling faintly over him like a heartbeat restarting. Tails gasps, hands flying to his mouth.
He's coming back. He's waking up.
Maddie lets out a sob of relief, clutching Tom's arm tighter. Tom thinks he's gained at least 10 years of age. Shadow nearly collapses with relief. All he can do is frown at the blue hedgehog in his arms, now staring at him.
Don't do that again.
Sonic's eyes flutter, his body still sluggish, but he manages a barely there exhausted smirk.
No. Promises.
You idiot.
Yeah. But I'm alive. Thanks to you.
His voice is hoarse, exhausted beyond measure, but that doesn't matter. He's awake. He's alive. Just as Shadow starts to loosen his grip, a sudden crushing weakness spreads through him. The world around him feels like it's tilting. His breathing turns shallow once again, each inhale more strained than the last. Shadow's strength gives out all at once and he collapses forward, dropping Sonic onto the floor. He grabs at Shadow's shoulders, but his limbs are still weak, and Shadow is dead weight against him. Sonic glances at the shattered remains of the stasis pod.
He needs the stasis pod. Now!
Shadow is still too weak from using so much chaos energy. First moving the cannon, and now bringing him back to life. Sonic's energy might be keeping him afloat, but just barely. Tom scans the room.
We need to fix it. We have to.
Shadow remains limp, his body still in Sonic's hold, no signs of movement. Sonic can feel the weight of Shadow's fading presence through the link, and the looming emptiness terrifies him. If they don't fix the pod fast. But how are they going to fix it? Gun definitely isn't going to help just so Shadow can heal. Sonic clutches Shadow's limp form, his breathing still weak, but his panic overrides his exhaustion. Shadow is slipping. He can feel it. Their link is there, but it's dim, flickering like a weak pulse that could stop at any moment.
No, stay with me.
He shakes Shadow gently at first, then harder when there's no response.
Shadow, come on, don't do this.
Knuckles' eyes scan the room, but all he sees is damage, failure.
There has to be something we can do.
His failure. Maddie presses a hand to his trembling shoulder.
Sonic.
Sonic's hands shake as he grabs onto Shadow tighter. He can barely feel Shadow's energy through their link now, just a faint echo fading by the second.
Shadow, please.
Sonic whispers, his voice raw with desperation. His fingers dig into Shadow's fur as if holding on will somehow keep him here.
I just got you back. You just brought me back. I can't lose you again.
Shadow remains still in his grasp. Sonic's own exhaustion presses down on him, but he refuses to give in. Shadow had saved him, now he has to save Shadow. He places a hand against Shadow's chest and forces their link open, even though his own energy is still weak and unsteady. Tears slip down his face, landing on Shadow's motionless chest. His hands tighten around Shadow's shoulders, shaking him again, but Shadow's body remains heavy and unresponsive. Behind the two hedgehogs, the broken glass of the stasis pod begins to shift. Maddie gasps sharply, her hands flying to her chest. Tom's eyes widen with disbelief.
Fox.
Knuckles breathes, his voice filled with something between shock and awe. Maybe both. Tails stares, his fur bristling as the shattered glass on the floor begins to lift, piece by piece, glowing with a faint blue and red energy. The cracks seal themselves as if time is reversing, restoring the pod without a single touch.
It's fixing itself.
Maddie whispers, unable to look away. Tails' mind races, trying to comprehend what's happening. His gaze flickers between the glowing shards and the two hedgehogs on the floor. Sonic, still shaking, pleading for Shadow to come back. His eyes squeeze shut and completely unaware of what's happening around him. Then it clicks.
Guys, it's them.
Tails says, his voice hushed but holding a sense of realization and wonder. Knuckles frowns.
What?
Tails' eyes remain locked on the glowing pod, his voice filled with absolute certainty.
It's Sonic and Shadow. They're fixing it without even realizing it.
Tom doesn't know how many more surprises he can take today.
But how is that possible?
Tails turns to them, his voice rising as the pieces come together in his head.
The Chaos Emeralds.
He says, still in shock. He had been fully expecting that he and his brothers would have to go looking for them.
They're still inside them. They were never lost. It explains everything. Their energy, their connection, why they feel each other's pain now. They still have the emeralds inside them.
He looks back at the pod, watching as the last shards seal themselves into place. Knuckles watches in stunned silence, realization dawning on his face. Sonic never did give him back his half of the emeralds. He's positive that Shadow would have given his half of the emeralds back, if the more impressive hedgehog had been able. But Shadow had fallen back to Earth, nearly depleted of his chaos energy. No wonder they'd all had no idea where the emeralds had been. Tom exhales slowly, still trying to process the sheer magnitude of it all. Sonic doesn't notice any of it. He's still holding on to Shadow, still begging.
Come back to me.
He whispers. Shadow gasps sharply, his chest lurching as he finally sucks in a breath. His body trembles, the pain still pulsing through every nerve, but he's awake. Sonic jerks back, his hands still gripping Shadow's arms as he stares down at him.
Shadow?
His voice wobbles as if he can't quite believe it. Shadow blinks slowly, his crimson eyes dazed and unfocused. But he's here. He's alive. Sonic exhales a shaky, breathless laugh, relief crashing into him so hard he almost collapses.
You're the idiot. Do you have any idea how... You scared me.
His fingers tighten on Shadow's arms. Shadow already knows. He still feels Sonic's fear, and doubt that he's really back.
Now we're even.
Sonic?
Sonic whips his head around upon hearing Tails' voice. His little brother's ears are perked, His tail's fluffed up with astonishment. Even Knuckles looks surprised. Tom's brow is furrowed like he can't quite believe what's happening, even when it's right in front of him. His heart still racing, he follows their wide-eyed stares and freezes. The stasis pod, the one that had been completely shattered, broken beyond repair. It's whole. Every last shard of glass, every fractured piece restored. The pod hums softly, as if nothing had happened to it in the first place. Sonic stares, his mouth slightly open, his brain lagging behind in understanding. He'd been so focused on Shadow on getting him back, that he hadn't even noticed it happening.
What the?
Sonic breathes, his grip on Shadow loosening slightly. Shadow, still weak, tilts his head slightly to see what everyone's looking at. His eyes widen just a fraction.
How? I thought Knuckles.
He turns back to his brothers, his mind reeling.
But it was broken. We couldn't fix it. How is it?
Tails takes a tentative step forward, his eyes glimmering with understanding.
It's you! You fixed it!
His gaze flickering between the two hedgehogs.
What?
It was you! You and Shadow! You both did this!
Sonic shakes his head, confused.
We? No, that's not. We didn't do anything.
Knuckles, still watching the pod, lets out a breath.
Not on purpose.
Sonic blinks rapidly, his stomach flipping.
What do you mean?
Tails inhales deeply, then looks Sonic dead in the eyes.
It's the Chaos Emeralds! They're still inside you! Inside both of you!
Sonic can't believe it, staring down at his hands. A million questions start popping up in his mind. The Chaos Emeralds are still inside them.